Do I sing "Where Dreams Really Do Come True"?
You can if you want.
Where dreams really do come true.
Hey Disney fans, we are the @UK Disney couple. If you follow us on Twitter, this is or even if you don't follow us on Twitter, this is our very first attempt at vlogging. We have no idea if this is going to be any good or not, but we are currently sat at home. It's the coronavirus thing, so we just thought, hey, why not? Let's give it a go and see what happens, get the reaction. So for those of you that do follow us on Twitter, we are @UK Disney couple. I'm Alex.
I'm Katherine.
And we have been married for
16 years.
16 years this year. We've been a couple for 22 years.
We have.
We met when we were 16. And ever since then, we've kind of had a love of Disney pretty much ever since, I'd say. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Yeah. So hopefully this is our first vlog that we're doing together. So hopefully we can give you a bit of an introduction to us, a little bit about who we are, why we love Disney, what we do for our love of Disney as well. So therefore gives you a bit of a good idea as to who we are, and hopefully you can follow along with our adventures in the near future whenever we're allowed out of the country again. Who knows?
So like most people, we had a trip booked for the 28th of March. So we kind of saw last weekend Donald Trump kind of put the end to that. We couldn't get in the country. Yeah. We're very lucky that Disney have looked after us. We are DVC members, so we've been able to change our trip. We don't have kids, so it wasn't hard for us to have to tell children that they're not going on a trip. So we're blessed in that respect. It's difficult, but it's much easier for two adults to understand why we're not going.
Yeah, with the whole coronavirus thing, and then obviously Disney World shut. We don't know when it's going to be reopened as of yet. Obviously, our heart kind of goes out to everyone that's been impacted by losing their jobs. There was the whole college program thing, not to mention the kind of staff that are there only for like a year, So a big kind of sorry. That sounds really condescending. I don't mean it to, but our heart goes out to you guys, and obviously everyone stay safe for the moment. Who are like us in the UK, we're kind of like working from home. So we've only went out of the house once this week to go shopping to get some food, but other than that, we've been working from home. We both have the flexibility to work from home doing the job we do, which is quite fortunate. So that's enough about the situation. Everyone knows. We've lost Olaf. Oh no. Stay. Is he going to stay there? No, he's not. I think Olaf's drunk. How did you get him to stay up here before? Here we go. Olaf's back. So enough about Corona, the virus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, and into us. So, who are you? We've lost Olaf at the back of the sofa. Who are you?
So, I'm Katherine. I am years old. Hey Olaf. How did my love of Disney come about? Well, my first trip to Disney World was in 1989. So my love way back. One of my favourite movies is Little Mermaid. No shot there. That was just released as I went on my first trip to Disney World. And I absolutely loved it as a child. Absolutely loved it. I went to dance school, and many of our performances were Disney led. We did Beauty and the Beast, we did Aladdin, we did Lion King. So I've kind of grown up with Disney for a long time. I am incredibly fortunate that I am actually now working for the Walt Disney Company in the head office in London. A job I absolutely love and adore, and every day is fantastic. I'm so proud to work for the company that I absolutely just admire and love. I won't go into what I do at Disney, but I've worked there for 5 years this year. And we've been incredibly blessed that we've been able to do more trips as a result of me being a part of the cast member team at Disney in Europe, Middle East and Africa. So very, very blessed. I love Disney. I'd never get bored of it. People often ask, why do we go to Disney so much when I work at Disney? But I can honestly say that, I have great passion for the business, and I never get bored of, doing the right thing and being a cast member for Disney and what I do. I love it. And equally, I love going on Disney holidays, and that will never change.
Yeah. So I'm an IT consultant basically. So I have the ability to work from home, as I just mentioned, which is quite nice. But I work for a variety of different clients across London. We're based in the East End of London. I'm not sure if the accent gives that away, but we are.
We moved out for a bit.
We moved out to Essex for a little bit, into a place called Colchester. For those of you that know it, cool. If you don't, somewhere way out in Essex, is like 60 miles outside of London. So we did that commute for, I did
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. You drove into another job that you did back then as well. So that's a little bit about me, what I do. My Disney love has been since I was a kid. I grew up on The Jungle Book, Sword in the Stone. They were my two kind of favourite films when I was a kid. Not to mention, I am a massive Star Wars geek. Have a little side project, which is a Star Wars podcast website thing called the Jedi Council. So as the UK Disney couple that we are, retweet some of their stuff. So that's a little bit of a plug. So if you like everything and anything Star Wars, I'm the host of the podcast for that as well. So check that out. I think my first trip to Disney was back in 1995, the year Disneyland Paris. So 94?
92. No, 92.
1992.
Testing our knowledge.
So 1992 was the year Disneyland Paris, or Euro Disney as it was back then. So that was the year that opened. So I was very fortunate enough to get a trip out there for like a long weekend, basically. I think it was like over Easter or something like that. So that kind of reinvented the love, as it were. But I've been a massive Disney fan ever since, and kind of meeting somebody back in the day who has an equal Disney fandom-esque type thing has kind of made it a little bit worse to a certain extent. We kind of feed off each other's fandom, right?
Yeah.
And we've kind of been loving Disney together, so much so that we took our first trip to Disney in
2010.
2010. And
well, actually, no, we took our first trip to Disneyland Paris in 2001.
Yes. Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, that was together.
We went to DLP for I think 4 nights.
Yeah.
Before I headed off to university, and just really loved it. And we did DLP for a number of years, and just absolutely adored it.
Is that when we stayed in that? What was it? Was it the Royal Castle Hotel?
We did. Well, we did a number of the partner hotels.
Yeah, the partner hotels. That's
so we did the Santa Fe. To be honest, I've now done all hotels apart from New York. I did Cheyenne.
Fingers crossed that changes in September.
I've done Cheyenne, Santa Fe many a time. We really love Sequoia Lodge.
Yeah.
We stayed there quite a few run weekends, and weekends we've done with friends.
Yeah.
And then we've done Newport Bay a number of times. And we recently, had we have known this was our only trip of this year so far, we recently came back. We did just one night in the Disneyland Hotel, which was stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it was.
But I have to say, not my favourite hotel at Disneyland Paris. So
tiny bit expensive as well.
So 2001 was really our first Disney trip together.
Yeah.
And then in 2010 we took the plunge and we went to Disney World. We'd done America a lot at that point. We'd even done California actually, because we did an American tour.
Yeah.
And in 2008.
2008. Yeah.
No, 7. 2007.
No, 2008 because was when Barack Obama got.
Oh yeah, 2008.
Yep.
I'm losing our timings. We did a tour of the States, literally east to west coast. So we did a day in LA then. That's all in Disney and Anaheim. That's all we had. So we went to Disney World. We took the plunge in 2010.
Yep. Haven't looked back.
Never looked back. I cried as I left. And we looked at DVC that time. We didn't take the plunge in 2010. We had some other priorities in life, as most people do. And my ears are falling off. We decided not to buy at that point, but ultimately we agreed that we would go back. We took the family back in 2012 due to some family circumstances. We went as a large group in 2012.
Had a villa.
At this point, we were not staying on site on Disney property. I wasn't even working for Disney. And
we paid full price.
And literally, we went back, I think, every year.
Pretty much.
After that. So 2013, 14, 15, I think there was about 3 trips in 15. And we just, it's fair to say we got the bug.
Yeah, and we bit the bullet with DVC in 2014.
It was New Year's Eve 2013. So we officially became members on the 1st of Jan 2014. And we bought the Grand Floridian. Which we had never been in before. Nope. But we'd looked at Bay Lake Tower quite a few times on previous trips. And we decided to take the plunge, but at that point, DVC was sold out at Bay Lake, so we ended up buying at Grand Floridian and
loved it.
Love it.
Yeah, and
absolutely love it.
We're kind of lucky enough where we buy there. Obviously, we can get the 11 months out. For those of you who know DVC, you can obviously book your home resort 11 months out. For those of you who've got no idea what DVC is, I'm sure we'll do a podcast about it in more detail, what it is, the commitment, what you get out of it. But yeah, so we've stayed at the Grand Floridian quite a few times. We really like it. The great location on the monorail for those of you that do know it, and therefore it kind of gives you quick access into Magic Kingdom, and then of course round to the TTC to go through to Epcot as well. Then we kind of bought more, to be fair, this was we bought DVC the third time of looking.
Yes, we did. So we'd had many an ice cream in Saratoga's.
Yeah, the free ice cream is amazing, guys.
Yep, love it. And we feel we've paid for it ever since.
The most expensive ice cream as well by the time you buy it.
So we bought our points in 2014, and our first trip we did use in our points was actually to Alani. Because in 2014 we celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary. So it was a big deal for us, and we did a big trip to Hawaii.
We did.
And we fell in love with Hawaii. We did, I think it was 4 nights in the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Waikiki, and then we did a further 3 nights at Alani, and we just absolutely loved it. So that was our first time we ever used our DVC points.
It was,
And then in 2015, we went on a trip. I'd actually interviewed for the job at the Walt Disney Company.
Before we went.
Literally 12 hours before we went. And we got on a cruise. And Disney Cruise. And we decided to add to our membership, and we bought at the Polynesian. Again, another resort we had not stepped foot in, but because we loved Hawaii so much,
that was
it felt like we were buying a little piece of Hawaii a little bit closer to home.
Literally, because it's not as long a flight, obviously.
So we bought the Polynesian, and then literally when we got back to the UK, I found out I'd got my job at the Walt Disney Company. So no excuse but to go back. And then really
fed the fire, isn't it?
Fed the fire. Because now we have 5 contracts. We've added on another 3 times. We bought at Alani just a few points, but I think for us we just wanted to know.
We loved it so much.
We loved it so much.
Kind of own it, as it were.
We wanted to call it home. And we have been out again since. We went and did Christmas out there a few years ago. We're hoping to go back at some point. Not sure when.
Fingers crossed.
So we own Alani. We bought some more points at the Poly because we just absolutely love the Poly. It's just so chilled, relaxed vibes.
It's funny, when we bought the Grand Floridian was like peak of where you wanted to go, and when we bought the Polynesian just to kind of top up the contract to a certain extent. But it's become
my favourite.
It's slowly become my favourite. There's something about it. The poolside bars are really good. Obviously, you've got Captain Cook's food, and then of course you've got Trader Sam's, if you know where it is. And then obviously, we then topped up and recently bought Riviera.
We bought Riviera. So we did a Disney Magic cruise. It was our 10th or 11th cruise, I think.
It was our 11th. It was our first one.
It was our 11th. It was our first platinum cruise. And we were sailing out of the Riviera. It was our second time doing the Mediterranean cruise on the Disney Magic. And, we just felt that the timing was right to buy the Riviera whilst we were
in the Riviera.
Whilst we were in the Riviera. So we were going to stay at Riviera for the first time. We were going to try Tower Studio.
Just to see what that was like,
to see what that was like. Unfortunately, that hasn't meant to be. But we bought DVC for 50 years, so we know we'll be going back. We've already done some bit of jiggling around to see what we can do to maybe get out there latter part of this year, and that's made me feel a little bit better about things tonight. And that's the joy of DVC. You're going back for years to come, and we will get to Riviera at some point and stay in now.
It's funny. Yeah, totally. And just talking about the cruise, it's funny in our notes that we made about what we're going to talk about. We didn't even put the Disney Cruise Line on our notes.
We didn't. No.
So we've done 12 cruises now.
We have.
We've done the Magic, we haven't done the Wonder. We've done the Magic, we've done the Fantasy, and we've done the Dream. We've done a couple around the Caribbean. Well, done a few around the Caribbean, I should say. We did a couple around the Med. Last year we did the British Isles. You might be thinking, why are Brits doing the British Isles? We did it with some friends and their family, so therefore it was quite a nice cruise to do that as a collective, which was quite nice. But then next year we have booked, because I turn quite old next year.
Big birthday.
Yeah, got a big birthday, has a 0 at the end of it. And basically we've booked to go on Alaska cruise on the Wonder, so we're really excited about that. We've never been on the Wonder.
No.
We've never been to Alaska.
No.
The furthest north we've been in the States is Boston, New York, that neck of the woods. We've never been anywhere from like Oregon, Washington State up that way. Never anywhere like that. So nor have we been to Canada. No. So apart from the Epcot Pavilion, obviously.
Of course.
But yeah, so really looking forward to doing that. Especially A, because I'm getting old, and B, because it's a different ship, it's a different location, somewhere we've never been. We did the British Isles, which was the coldest cruise we've done until this one, we think. So yeah, we're going to have to pack jumpers and scarves rather than shorts and flip-flops.
Yeah. But we're looking forward to it because, as those of you that have cruised know, you get to meet so many people, particularly us as two adults with our kids. You're in the bar, people start talking to you about why you love Disney, why you're cruising, how many cruises you've done. And everyone has said to us, we have to do Alaska, we have to try the Wonder. And we've always put it off because we like hot holidays. And we've always thought, well, we'd do the Caribbean or do the cold. But I think we've decided next year we're just going to take the plunge and go and do it. My mum did Alaska for her 60th last year on Cunard, and whilst I wouldn't cruise with Cunard, the scenery was absolutely stunning.
Some of the pictures that she showed us looked just fantastic, and ever since we've booked it, we've watched a few vlogs of other kind of people that have done it as well, and it just looks spectacular, basically.
So I feel like we've chatted for ages.
Considering it's our first vlog, we've filled in like 20 minutes already, so hopefully, we're on par for the course. Hopefully people just haven't switched off. Hopefully they've watched the whole thing. But so while that's a bit of an introduction to who we are, why we love Disney, first introductions to Disney and stuff like that, we thought we'd give you guys a little bit of a taster of some of our upcoming adventures to Disney. Well, fingers crossed, depending on this bloody coronavirus thing. But some plans that we have at the moment for this year, we've got some ideas for some future vlogs coming up sooner rather than later, hopefully as well. So hopefully you'll see some more content from us on favourite parks, favourite restaurants, favourite bars,
top tips,
top everything really that comes to Disney. You are the planner of the household. So what are we doing in 2020?
I have a spreadsheet. It's not laminated.
More than one spreadsheet. Yeah.
So hopefully we are big runners. So as you can probably tell, we've done a number of Run Disney events, but we love the events in Paris. I'd probably say they're better than the ones that we've done at Walt Disney World in terms of the atmosphere. I think because it's much smaller and you don't run on the freeways, you run more in the parks.
I think so.
Alex disagrees.
Well, let me explain. I think the run itself is better in Paris.
The merch is shocking.
Yeah, so the run is better because you spend more time running around the parks. The two parks that are in Paris, the Disney Village area, you kind of run around that a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously, as for those of you that have done it or haven't, you know that with Disney World, you tend to go on the freeway between Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and then back down to Animal Kingdom, around to Hollywood Studios. So therefore, it kind of gets a bit dull to a certain extent. But I think the atmosphere, the merch, the whole weekend of it is better in Florida. For me, well, I mean, when you think the two that we've done in Florida is we did the 2017, what's 2017? Yeah,
2016.
Get my dates mixed up.
We're not good with dates.
2016 half marathon. So that was the first ever half marathon that I'd ever done. First one that we did together in Florida.
Yeah.
We then did the Star Wars Dark Side Challenge in 2018. And therefore, for me, the Star Wars weekend was better because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The Stitch over the shoulder, who's Yoda, kind of gives it away. That's not Baby Yoda, that's Stitch. So for me, that was the peak. But certainly the ones in Paris are a hell of a lot of fun as well, by the way.
So we love the Run Disney events. Last year, as we mentioned, we actually moved house, sadly, the same weekend as the Run weekend in Paris. So we had to cancel at the 11th hour. And we really missed it.
Yeah, we did.
We missed it once we'd sat down amongst the boxes.
It would have been our fourth in a row as well.
Yeah, so we were gutted.
This year's the 5th year, so it was really disappointing.
Really gutted. So we were really excited that the Princess Run was scheduled for the first May Bank holiday here in the UK. So we are booked. We're booked to stay at Sequoia. We're going friends, and it's actually our first time trying the car on the Eurotunnel.
Yeah, we're going to drive. So London to Paris. Driving wise, it's about 4 hours all in all. You've got the ferry in the middle, so I'm taking that out. But actually driving, it's about 4 hours.
Yeah, we take the car to France all the time. We're very blessed in that we are able to do that because I'm a cast member. And
we've driven to Disneyland Paris.
We've driven to DLP so many times, and we love it. And we have a brilliant weekend with friends. So we're really looking forward to that and praying that goes ahead in May.
Yeah,
we're keeping up the training, social distancing, but we're running.
Yeah, we did a 5K today just to
5K
get the swing
today.
of it. I mean, that race weekend's only a 5K and an 8K only.
Only.
But the race weekend in September, which is again what we signed up for as well. We're doing the 36-kilometer challenge, which is the 5K on the Friday night, the 10K on the Saturday morning, and then on the Sunday morning is a half marathon. So we've signed up for all three.
And we're mad, but I absolutely really love it.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
It's a good distance, and I think we will never run a marathon, both of us.
Yeah, I don't think we'll do the dopey either at any point in time.
No, I'd love to say I'd do it, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do a marathon, and certainly not after a half, a 10 and a 5K. But I have
bad knees as well, so there's no way I'm doing
that. So what was the Bibbity Bobbity challenge? It's really good for us. Because we just have a blast that weekend. So that's in September.
Yes.
We have tonight actually rescheduled our March trip to Disneyland, Disney World, sorry. So we're hoping that we can go in August. And we need to work out where we're going to stay, but at the moment it looks like there's some DVC availability, and we might even try and do a couple of nights at Riviera, just because we want to say that we've stayed at home. We've got that. And then really exciting, last year we did Walt Disney World with some friends in November. Ali and Aileen, shout out to those guys. They had never been to Disney World.
They've been to Florida. They've been to Universal, stayed at one of the Universal hotels a couple of times, so they're very familiar with that, but they've never made their way further down the I-Drive to Disney World.
No, so we showed them the House of Mouse for a week in November, and they absolutely loved it. Why wouldn't you? Otherwise we couldn't be friends anymore.
Absolutely.
And really excited that we'd booked a trip to go stay and do a week at home in the Poly. And they have booked their flights to come and join us. So we all have a night together. We've both got studio villas on our last night on the Friday to stay at the Poly, which we absolutely loved. We had such a blast with them at Trader Sam's. It's somewhere we would always take friends if we go to Disney
And it was
World.
with them the first time we ever had Dole Whip as well.
We did.
And we did the Dole Whip with the rum, which was lethal.
Really good.
They put way too much rum in that, but anyway.
Really good. So we can't wait, and we're going to have a look and see what the cruise availability looks like, because you have to take positive out some of this. There might be some good offers, so we're going to see and maybe keep an eye out and maybe do a cruise with those guys as well. So really exciting. And then for Christmas, we tend to go away for Christmas. Last year we went to Disney World, and we did the cruise on Christmas Day. We did the Bahamas
on the Dream.
This year we were hoping to go to Alani. And we do still have some nights booked at Alani, so never say never. But we've definitely got flights booked out towards the West Coast. So we are planning to maybe go and do some time at Disney California. We'll have to see with Alani. I don't know that we're going to make it over fully.
Availability goes up very quick at Alani, especially at that time of year. So where we've only got a certain amount of points, while we can book out 11 months normally, that's taken up because the points go up, because we're staying Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day for the UK guys. But for those of you that not, 26th December, we're staying there, so those bump the points up, as it were.
And actually Hawaii's a really small island. You realise that when at Christmas you're trying to find availability in the hotels. There isn't much. It's super expensive. So we might have timed that a bit wrong. We might need to have a look at some other options. Some stuff out, but there's no bad thing at being in Cali for Christmas. We love it.
We've seen there's availability at the Grand Californian already for 24th of December through to like the 29th.
So we're just going to play it by ear, and if we are stuck at home the next 12 weeks, well then we'll
have something to figure out,
something to figure out. And then next year we've got a really big holiday year, and I'm really excited. So we don't have kiddos of our own. but we are blessed. We have nieces and a nephew.
Mm-hmm.
So a few years ago, we took our nieces. Daisy is 15 this year, and Bex is 24. But the great thing about our Disney Vacation Club membership is we were able to take them out to Disney and do a week and stay at Bay Lake in a 2-bed villa.
Yeah, we went pretty big with that. The 2-bedroom, I'll tell you what, guys, the 2-bedroom villa at Bay Lake was special. We had a lake view, so it wasn't a park view, sadly, but we was looking over the lake. We was on the top floor as well, so we had amazing views every day, kind of waking up, seeing the sunrise, and we actually went in February, didn't we?
We did, and the weather was glorious.
The weather was amazing, not too hot, not obviously it's not cold, it's Florida, right?
Yeah.
So for us coming from the UK in February to get a bit of sunshine is a big difference, so that was quite nice.
And we were able to take them, which, if we're completely honest, we wouldn't have had the money to pay cash for that trip. So
for sure.
We used our points to do that. Well, really excitingly, we also have another niece and a nephew, which is my brother's side of the family. So we have Zachariah, who is 6, and we have Meredith, who is 3. And of course, at the moment, I have indoctrinated them well. They are huge Disney fans. And we are doing a big family vacate to Walt Disney World next year. So it will be 8 of us, the 2 kiddos, their mum, their dad, Martin and Val, us guys, and then my mum and her partner Martin. So we are doing a big vacate to celebrate all the birthdays, Mary starting school, just really...
In addition to my big birthday.
And we're really excited. We know that this will be a once in a lifetime trip for all of us.
Totally.
And so therefore we have booked a cruise for a week.
That's booked in the diary already.
Booked in the diary.
We're doing
big shout out to Tim Elrod at Travelmation.
Travel agent.
I would thoroughly recommend him. We book cruises all the time.
He hasn't sponsored this this vlog, by the way, guys. He hasn't sponsored it at all.
No, but he's just a really awesome guy. And we book a lot of cruises, so we know aft, forward, port side, etc. But what I will say is that when you're trying to book so many rooms and sort out a number of people on a cruise, he was brilliant at organising everything for us and kind of working out which room would be best that we're close together. So Tim's done an awesome job. So we are booked we're going to fly out to Disney the day before. Probably stay one night on property and then get straight on the cruise. And we are doing Western Caribbean. My bro really wanted to do Jamaica.
Wants to go to Jamaica,
and kids love their reggae music.
They did.
So we're really excited. So we've got all the fun of working out what port adventures.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be really exciting. The kids know they're going. They're counting down.
They're looking forward to drive their Millennium Falcon. So I'm looking forward to doing that with them as well.
We're just going to have a blast, and then when we get off the ship, we're going to go and have a really amazing time at Walt Disney World for about 8 days. And my mum and Martin will come and join us, and they can see the kids experience Disney. And I'm just really, really excited for the trip that we've been thinking about probably for the last 3 years.
And we are banking, borrowing, using all of our UShare points to get fingers crossed, if
a grand villa.
We're going to try and get a grand villa at the Grand Floridian. We are going to be completely brassic when it comes to points after that holiday, but it'll be totally worth it.
So we've got a lot of Disney trips, and I think that's kind of like most people at the moment. You've got to stay focused on the positives. And I'd say, whether it's sitting at home, planning trips that you're probably never going to take, watching other vloggers, reading things, just try and keep your mind positive and, focus on those things, because that's what will keep us going. It's definitely kept me going. I know I feel a lot more better tonight talking to you guys, having rescheduled some holidays.
Booking holidays is always fun.
Talking about our holidays that we're going to do, thinking about the family experience and some of these things the first time.
I wish we could go now.
Sad. But you've got to stay positive on that. I think that's the amazing thing about Disney, is it brings people together, and in these tough times that's amazing that we all have that to focus on.
And fingers crossed for the rest of 2020 to pan out better than it has started.
Healthy, safe, and hopefully a bit more fun.
Many more trips to Disney to come, with DVC, we have it for 50 years. So we've had it for 5 already. So we've got 45 years left of the Grand Floridian and 49 technically of the Riviera. So, you know, we've got many more years to come. If I'm still going there when I'm 90, I'm going to be very happy about that, as I'm sure you will as well. Yeah. If we haven't driven each other crazy by now.
I want to still be working for Disney then. What are you chatting about?
No, you'll be retired by now. So that's a little bit about us.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice
intro,
organic place to stop.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, check us out on YouTube. Obviously you are, hopefully. But obviously follow us on Twitter. We are at UK Disney Couple.
Yep.
Not at that UK Disney Couple. That's another couple who you should check out anyway.
Yep.
We do on a regular basis.
We do. They've also had a trip cancelled, and theirs was a heck of a lot closer to their flying date.
Yeah. They were really unfortunate. They got cancelled the day before they travelled or something like that. Yeah. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed our first attempt at vlogging. I'm sure we've done quite a few different things, and if we're still doing this in a couple of years, we'll find this video and go, oh my god, that's terrible. But yeah, so thank you very much for checking in.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Take care. Bye.